Hey, what's up, AfterBuzzers? Welcome back to the Saturday Night Live After Show. We're going to be talking about host Emma Stone, musical guest BTS with a bunch of screaming, crying girls in the audience. Got a nice little cameo in there for you, a fourth timer's jacket. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. I'm just saying it to you.
Welcome me back.
I'm just saying it to you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to be here with you.
You mean you're more than one person to me.
Thank you so much. I am BTS. Woman edition.
This show is actually going to all just be Steph talking about BTS. That's it.
I was just going to say, yes, I am Steph Sabraw. Am I now a BTS fan? Hell yes. Wow.
The screaming, crying girls that I mentioned.
Worth it.
You.
Yes.
It was just you in the
I
audience.
was like, what's this hype about? I'll get into it, but yes, me like.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. As this beauty mentioned, she's Steph Sabraw. I'm Amy Maestri. Kelly is out today, which I'm sure she is super bummed about.
Yeah.
Huge Emma Stone fan.
I'm sure she really, really missed out.
I'm bummed because I wanted to fight her about Emma Stone.
Yeah, me too.
But now, even better, we can say things and she can't stand up
respond.
for her. Yeah.
The best type of bully.
If anything, you should just speak for her.
That's true.
In a
Actually,
positive ways towards Emma Stone.
Yeah, so actually I did hear Kelly mention to me yesterday, she texted me and said, make sure you tell everyone how much I love Emma Stone, that Emma Stone is the greatest actress ever alive, and I wish she was my best friend.
I remember that too vividly.
Yeah, it was in a group text. Cool.
Yep.
Well, Kelly, glad we got to get your opinion on air. We'll
you.
continue to drop some of Kelly's tidbits throughout the night.
Yeah.
Let's kick it off, man. What were your expectations going in? Emma Stone.
I love Emma Stone. Huge fan. I was actually surprised she wasn't on during the filming or during all the recognition of The Favorite. But I'm excited that she was here this season. Fourth time. Wow. Yeah. I knew she was going to kill it. She brings what we need always every week as a host. And especially with kind of like the funk we're in. I knew it was going to be good with her. BTS, I hadn't heard before. I knew the hype, but I just, whenever something's so hyped, I'm that a-hole that's like, no. But yeah.
Wait, what were you like?
No.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure I got that. No, same. I love her to death. I was so happy to see her back again. She always brings such fun characters and energy. And it's nice. We always talk about the people who you know have been hardcore, like lifelong fans of the show. Like Jason Momoa. I've never seen someone happier in my life than him giving his monologue. And Emma Stone's the same way.
Yeah, it made me want to get a poster of him because I love that respect because we're the same way.
Yeah. Like we would be nerding out hardcore. So let's jump into the cold open. Nice to get a break from political Trump madness. We got to see a jail cell filled with some familiar celebrities. What are your thoughts on it?
I love this cold open. At first, I was like, okay, where are they going with it? And then as soon as Felicity Huffman,
Lori
Loughlin showed us, sorry, they're pretty interchangeable. Except one spent like $500 million and the other spent like a couple thousand, right? 50,000 or something.
It was like 500 or three. Oh yeah, because they made a joke about it that she spent 500,000 to get the kid in, and then 300,000 for the tuition.
It's nuts. But I thought it was hilarious. Like the twist of her coming out, like, you think you're crazy. There's a Key and Peele sketch kind of similar to it, where they're like gang members and they're like, you think you're loco, I'm loco. And that's kind of how it felt. And it was just one-upping each other and it had great escalation.
I loved that. That has nothing to do with the premise or anything in it, but the fact that when Kyle tried to act hard up at the top, it got a laugh. When he seriously just tried to act really gangster, everyone laughed. And I was like, what a beautiful moment.
Thank you.
But yeah, I agree. The reveal of Lori Loughlin coming in was brilliant. I feel like it lost steam when it hit the other impressions. Awesome to see Michael Keaton come in, though, and do Julian Assange. Yeah. I love that. I was like, is that Michael Keaton?
I know. I was like, whoa. But I'm always excited to see him.
Yeah. So, I mean, I still think it was really strong and really funny, but I was kind of bummed when it moved away from Lori Loughlin because I feel like that's such a strong premise. of like her just coming in and kind of like taking over. But I still liked the rest of it though.
And the whole her converting to Islam and the take on her being brother was just so funny. Like, that's the type of writing. I noticed that there was a few sketches, and I'll touch on it as we go on, that I thought the writing was more elevated than we've seen, like more detail oriented instead of kind of just putting jokes together. That was very specific and obscure and hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, this episode did have a lot of good specifics in it. And that's, I think, where I was kind of let down when they started going to other people. I was like, there's so much that they can play with just her.
Yeah, they didn't really, they could have ended like them two just showing up and like, you think you're crazy, and that was.
Yeah. Or even have like Felicity Huffman show up.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I really loved the top of it. One of my favorite lines was, "You think you're hard? I've done 68 Hallmark movies." Beautiful.
So good.
Beautiful. Let's talk about this monologue. Our girl Emma bringing some energy. The story about Gilda, which I always love because I know she actually got to do a Rosanna Dan impression one of the times that she hosted. I love how much she loves Gilda, which I think comes across because she's such a strong character actor, and that was Gilda.
Totally.
So it's fun getting to see her start with, you know, just kind of like a personal story about why she loves SNL so much and like one of her favorites of all time. And then again, through this whole thing, I think this was a great monologue for her because she's so strong with reactions. And this allowed her to react to other people and bring a lot of energy.
That's a great point.
Did you have any stand-up moments, or what did you think overall of this?
I just thought it was overall like heartwarming and funny, and because she is an actress and such a good actress, she's able to make it seem like off the cusp, but obviously it's rehearsed, but it's not like cheesy. It's like, no, you really don't have to. Yeah, keep it go. And then she has the guitar. I just thought it was really good.
Yeah, I loved Adie always adds so much for me too, and just her little moment when she gives her the bracelet and it says penicillin allergy. To your point of the specifics.
I forget that part? That was so funny. You can have this bracelet.
And man, I think you and Emma, you might be soul sisters. Do you see how excited she was for Kyle?
Oh my gosh,
your
yes.
homeboy.
I felt one with her at that moment because I'm like, finally someone understands the gravity that is Kyle Mooney. Like, people really need to get acclimated to his humor. Okay, if you guys aren't sold on Kyle Mooney, you don't really understand his humor. You have to watch some of Good Neighbor's YouTube videos. But my favorite is Just a Plant. Have you seen that one? Okay, yes. I'm gonna say no more. Just a Plant. Look it up.
That's all you need to know.
After you watch us, though.
Yeah.
Not before, not during, after.
Just because we're giving you some hot tips right now
Doesn't mean you get to leave.
Don't tune out from getting to chat with us, which, speaking of which, I think Steph wants to chat with you guys.
AfterBuzzers, we love you. Roller Coaster Rider in the chat, what's up? We love when you're in the chat. You always have good things to say. We just want to say thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV talk. We can't do it without you. You guys are our panelists from home, so keep the conversation going. We love when we see comments, tweets at us. But for you guys to help us continue to grow and bring this great content, we ask that you please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button on videos. But if you're feeling extra spicy, and my personal favorite, go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars. Also leave us a review there. I really love the reviews. Like, I cannot say that enough. Every time I see an iTunes review, I'm like, yes, queen, give it to me. So yes! Thank you guys. We love you, and we'll keep bringing this content every week for you.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
Bringing the energy like Emma Stone.
Yeah. Roseanne.
I promise we're not on crack tonight, guys.
Just coffee.
Promise. So let's talk about the opening sketch of the night, which is recurring from last time Emma hosted, where Pete is the kid doing homework and all of his posters come to life. So really fun kind of bit because it's an impression vehicle for actual, characters or whatever, but then also a character for Emma Stone to get to do. And my God, she is so good at that. I want to punch that girl in the face every time she opens her mouth, but I love her so much.
So good. So good. Like, it's the epitome of what I hate about, I think it was like mid 2000s when Carl's Jr. came out with their horribly sexist, disgusting commercials. Burger King, I think, was on that too. But so good.
Yeah.
I mean, you hate it, but you love it because damn is she good at that impression. And does she rock that, like, really trying to be sexy and gross pigs find this sexy, and then also fully indulging in that character. It was just, she is so good.
Yeah, she just brings it. And I feel like that was a great opening sketch for the night because it is so high energy and she's so committed to that character. And their setups were really fun too, actually. Like the things that they were, like all the other poster characters were saying and relating it to history. I thought that all their setups were actually really good.
Totally.
And then it makes it so much of a stronger punch when she comes in, like with that obnoxious voice.
And Ego, what were their introductions? Puma and I forget what it was, but that was another specific writing that was so well done with. And Kenan, I actually thought did a great Black Panther impression.
Yeah. The two, guys, don't quote me on this, but he was fine. Don't I know I'm gonna get added in the comments. Easy.
Hold your horses. Had to hold my horses from just dropping a massive F-bomb.
That's how I feel every week about Kenan. But him and Ego were great together. I loved that Ego just kept wanting to go after her too.
She's like, what the?
Which is fair. Let's jump into one of their first digital shorts of the night, Fashion Coward. What a fun premise for people who hate shopping. To speak to your point about specifics, this was line after line after line of just really well written specifics.
Yes. Okay. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but was this the one? I just wrote down quotes. I need to start titling which segments they were on. My body is my passion. My body is my paint.
Yes.
Okay. Or my clothes are my paint.
Yes.
I wrote it down wrong. But that was one of the lines. Like, I couldn't stop writing down the lines that they were saying because they were so funny and accurate. Because I was wondering, where are they going with these basic shirts? And then they went right into it. And it seemed almost predictable, but not.
Yeah, true. And I love the juxtaposition of that line going to, like, that store, which was clothes that suggest the idea of a person. It's so good.
I don't really know who I am, so I wear this.
Yeah. Or like an ideal juror. I really would love to hear this pitch room of just like them throwing out all these ideas. I know one of my favorite sketch teachers always said, anytime you need a lot of specifics, write down a list of 21. He was like, 21? I don't know why, but 21, and do them as quickly as you can. He was like, it doesn't matter if 20 of them are garbage and you only end up liking one, but like if you just kind of really quickly write all them down. So
see, you learn so much sitting in a room with Amy. Let me tell you guys, I'm writing this down. You better be doing the same at home.
I hope so too.
21.
Take notes. That's what this is about. 21 things. But yeah, I feel like because there's so many in this, and right down to the end of far mirrors.
Yes.
And I love that SNL's been really strong with these where they do something like some sort of ad or commercial or whatever that's really funny, really strong the whole way through, very specific, and then they button it with like, this was an ad for whatever. And in this one, it's just Dan Taylor.
So true. Have you ever walked in an Ann Taylor shop? My mom used to come in here and go to the stores and bring us when we were younger. And I remember as a young 8-year-old thinking, my mom is better than this.
Little Steph at 8 was even like, nah.
Mom, you know your worth and it's not a plain white tee, okay?
Bree on point tonight. Yeah, Bree in the booth on point.
Producer of the year.
I think every single line of this, like we could sit here and quote it all night. Yeah. But this was probably one of my favorites of the night, I think. And speaking of favorites of the night, I know you mentioned The View.
Bring it to me.
I'm gonna let you kick this off.
Oh my gosh. Okay, first things first, we have to give credit to the Whoopi impression.
I was blown away.
Les Dog really killed it.
Yeah.
Voice, face expressions, didn't look at cue cards, didn't mess up a single line. That is news. news. Like, wow. She really, I was like, whoa, this is breaking. This is breaking news. Leslie has become an impressionist all of a sudden. Anyways, though, this was my favorite sketch of the night for a few reasons, because when this happened, I was so pissed.
Sorry, I'm still laughing at that musical cue. Thanks, Brie. Sorry, please continue. I'll hold it together.
Queen Joy really got tested this week. And this actually does tie into the news, because if you did watch The View, this was actually, they didn't really have to fantasize what happened. Joy was talking, and Meghan McCain, this is what drives hosts like me and you, I'm sure, crazy. Like, Joy, we respect. Like, that's a queen host that's been in the game for years and been really good at her job. Then Meghan McCain comes on the scene because her dad is John McCain, gets a spot at one of the most, like, highly viewed talk shows, and literally tells Joy, her elder, that she's there, she's paid to listen to her talk. And Joy's face, like, the way that they made that scene where they, like, closed in on her and changed the lighting was so funny. And this is why the sketch was so funny, because it was accurate, but then it elevated it. And then it kept going in, like, a circle of kind of what happened. And I thought every single person played their part perfectly.
No, totally agree. The way that they had that moment become so extreme. And then also, like you said, they just had to say like a couple lines verbatim because of how crazy it was, and then have them react accordingly around them. I loved Cecily as Abby just eating the popcorn, just watching.
That was me, and then I was like, let me check you, Megan, and I definitely tweeted at her.
I mean, it was ridiculous. An 80s response of like when they get really dramatic with the lighting and the freeze, and you can tell she's like kind of terrified, but also like, I'm gonna stand tall, which I feel like was probably exactly what was happening in Meghan McCain's head, of just like terror that Joy Behar is gonna kill her.
Yes. And when Megan says, I'm the Princess of Arizona, founded on sunburnt women selling jewelry, and they're not the random Mexicans. Like, those are Native Americans who actually created that jewelry, and it's set on very cultural like strong cultural ties.
They kind of nailed every angle, and then bringing on Emma Stone as Jenny McCarthy just to like ramble about anti-vax, which I almost feel like it didn't even need it.
Same. Didn't need it, and they put it in the title, which was interesting because of the sketch was totally second place to Meghan McCain's just weirdo behavior. But did you know that about Jenny McCarthy?
Yeah, she's
I didn't
crazy.
know that. Yeah, loco. She loco.
She loco. Can I pull that off?
Yeah.
Well, let me know in the comments. Can I pull up She Loco?
Oh no.
Maybe next time. I'll work on it, guys.
Fun
Sorry.
fact: my dad had the California vaccination case, and it was basically ruling if schools had to mandate it or not. And of course, like constitutionally speaking, he decided that it was mandatory. Yeah. So it's funny seeing the other side, especially someone like her. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, tell your dad to go talk to Jenny McCarthy.
Bring it up with Jay McCart.
Oh, man. I mean, I still loved what she did with the Jenny McCarthy character in it, and like how she kind of brought things. And I liked the line, "My doctor is Google, my science is Twitter, and my religion is Donnie Wahlberg." If only just for that line, I'm okay with it. But I do think it took away quite a bit from the actual, like, from what that sketch should have been about.
Yeah. Because, we didn't need it. The View is a funny enough sketch, like, especially at the end, we're like, we're just going to keep acting like we're best friends on camera.
Oh, and real quick, shout out to Melissa for her Anna Navarro.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Anna Navarro is one of my favorite commentators to listen to because she just does not put up with anything. But she does. She gets stuck on those loops because she'll just, like, go in on Trump for, like, 20 minutes and then be like, where am I?
Hey, we're all guilty of that.
This is true.
I'll be like, oh, Steph, you're bringing heat, and then I'll play it back. I'm like, wow, repeated literally me saying I hate Trump in 50 different languages. Cool.
It's okay. He'll only understand one of them.
Maybe
so
one.
Maybe, yes. That's questionable.
His English is very questionable.
It's hugely questionable. Hugely. Let's talk. Speaking of Melissa, she crushed in this episode. I am so happy she is finally getting used more. They used her in the monologue for some impressions. She had a couple of great standout moments in sketches. And then let's talk about hobby enthusiasts.
Oh my gosh.
Breaking it down.
So good. I know you loved it.
I loved so much of it. A lot of it is from her stand-up, actually.
Oh, really?
She has this great bit about how she smells books. She opened a set that I saw one time with that. She first was just like, yep, this is my voice. And then just kind of went into her first joke.
You gotta.
Yeah, which is about her love for smelling books. So I liked that a lot of this was actually, I know is very true. But what a fun idea. Rapping about hobbies.
So good.
And
so good.
specifics.
And like very serious about it. Specifics. And so you're saying that a lot of the hobby she was listing is actually true?
Yeah. I know that
believe
she
it.
draws, she paints. I'm pretty sure, I wouldn't be surprised if that charcoal one was actually hers because it looks like stuff that she does.
Yeah.
And I read, actually, I just noticed it like before we were going on air on her Instagram. She put up a great post saying like, I was so happy to do this. And she thanked Heidi Gardner because she had kind of like tried to say earlier, like, you need to like do a music video or something. And she kind of helped push her into doing this, which I absolutely love because they're two of my favorites on the show right now. But yeah, check out Melissa's Instagram, you guys, for that one. I literally just scrolled through it before we went on. But I loved every piece of this. And then Emma at the end jumping in and doing her little verse about her tiny town called Emmaville.
So good. Such a good twist.
I like Peter the Jester and the town gossip named Chester.
Oh my gosh. It was really cool animation.
Yeah.
I feel like we haven't gotten a digital short like that in a few weeks.
That's true. Yeah, it was kind of like a nice balance of everything. But this was another standout for me of the night, I believe.
Definitely.
All right, let's talk about this really weird ladies' room.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Way too long.
Yes,
Was it 10 minutes? I'm going to check right now.
I want to say Keenan's segment alone was 47 minutes.
Okay, 4 minutes. That's a lie, Hulu. That's a lie.
It seemed so much longer.
There's no way.
And it's too bad because I liked it up top because I was like, this is so weird and like very 80s and strange. And like, I loved Cecily's just kind of like nonchalant, like everything she was doing with her character. But then, and again, the weirdness continued. But then once it hit that like snag of like Keenan coming in and being like, what happened? You used the bathroom. No, wait, that's not a bad. Like it was just them talking for a long time.
Yeah. At first I was like, yes, outfits. Okay, are we going to get a Love is a Battlefield like 13 going on 30 vibe right now in the bathroom because I'm so here for it. And then like walking out in like a music video type thing. But then it wasn't. It's like exactly what you said. It was all talking. And I thought the writing fell off here. And I don't know Keenan's purpose in this at all.
Yeah, like if it was for him to come in and like say something about like, nah, this is a limited express and that's not a bathroom, like whatever for that quick joke and then to leave and have the sketch kind of continue. But instead, yeah, it just literally was them just talking back and forth and him being like, no, that's not a bathroom. And they're like, no, it is. We used one. No. And then that went on for a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So kind of bummed because I loved the top of it and was really excited to see where it was going to go, and then it didn't go anywhere. But,
nowhere.
Like you said, props to costume.
Yeah, really big props to costume.
All right, well, you know what? Just going to hand this over to you. BTS.
Oh my God. You guys, I already said it at the top a little bit. Who knew I was a BTS fan? Wow, I'm so impressed by them. First of all, outfits, yes. Second of all, dance moves. What in the world? They're like, how many of them? Not
Like
7?
20? I don't know. I felt like they multiplied
1, 2,
throughout the
3,
performance.
4, 5, 6, 7, I believe. 7, and I think the band's from South Korea. Justin Bieber, 7 South Korean Justin Biebers.
But they can dance better.
They can dance better, they can rap better, and they look better. Like, it's a girl's dream. I get it now. I sympathize with these fans. I really get it. I'd probably pass out if I saw them in the in the what do you even call that? Is it a stage area? Like in the audience area at SNL? Have you been there?
Because I haven't seen an actual show. I've done a tour there where I saw the actual studio itself, and yeah, they're like right on top of it.
Okay, makes sense, because that's like I get why they have that Beatlemania effect. I really do, and I'm usually a hater, but they're good. Guilty pleasure, I skip through a lot of the music because sometimes it kills the momentum of comedy, and I can't have that. I need to be laughing back to back.
Yeah,
this was different. I was like, let me zoom in, what is going on here? I was really impressed. I'm literally gonna download all their songs.
it was just super energetic, which I think is why it worked so well, because like you said, sometimes it is just kind of like maybe I'll watch the musical stuff later, I want to keep going with the show, but they brought the same kind of energy that Emma was bringing all night and that the cast were bringing all night. So it was fun that it just kind of like carried on through everything. And yeah, those moves. I like the one that looked like a tiny little businessman in the first one.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was like, do I need to move to South Korea? Jeez.
Don't leave us.
I won't.
Okay.
But like, good job, BTS.
Understood. My good. And I love that was actually one of the first jokes of the night was in Emma's monologue of, we just need to do a mic check for levels. BTS is here.
yeah.
And man, it was there was another joke about it in Update. I mean, no joke. Their fans are hardcore. Yeah,
they're phenoms. It's cool. I'm with it now. I get it. I always saw them trending, and I'm like, what are we paying this much attention to? Like,
Same.
There's people dying, and I'm like, those people can wait now. Once I've seen this.
Everyone else be damned. I get it. All right, let's talk about our other boys. Weekend update.
Oh yes, short
yes.
this week.
It did seem short. It seemed rushed almost.
Yeah. You definitely knew Michael Che's joke for Colin this week, though. I forget it was I forget exactly what it was, but there was a part where you looked at him like, "You wrote this joke for me." And I just said it. That's
what I love about it. I was not sold by their chemistry the first year that they did it. Which first, they're still feeling it out and everything. It honestly took me probably, I'd say, a season and a half to fully get on board.
That makes sense.
But now their chemistry is so good with those little glances that they give, little kind of like jabs at each other every once in a while. They're very playful without actually doing many segments together.
Yeah.
Like usually when you have the tag team of hosts on Update, you do get more playful segments, a Really with Seth and Amy, or, like you get those kind of bits, but they don't do many. But I don't know that they even need it because they have that good back and forth that's just like a natural chemistry that works for them.
Yeah, and it's weird that it works for them because their comedy is really different.
Yeah. Which is put on full blast by Che usually on his Instagram story. Poor Colin. He's got to get so much hate mail from people who don't understand anything.
I'm so glad you screenshotted that story when it happened.
Yeah, guys, if you're not following Michael Che, please do. He doesn't post anything, but his Insta stories are always fire.
But when he does, it's well worth the wait.
Did you have any standout jokes before we get into the guests?
Not really, honestly. I thought it was alarming, one of them where I didn't know the stats of, I forget exactly the specifics of it, but when Colin Jost was naming all the people I remember all the people in the White House.
Every head of every department that's supposed to protect us, basically,
is non-existent. Okay, now I remember the joke. That's not really a joke. That's real life. That we literally have no leadership in any major role that's supposed to be a major role running the entire American population. Dope.
Awesome. And then the kicker of it was our nation's security is basically right now a doorbell security camera
and orange strands of hair flowing in the wind sometimes.
Awesome.
Dope.
They'll keep us safe forever.
Thank you, America.
I loved Che's bit about immigrants coming to New York and how like he's just like, no, we're gonna have faster Uber service. I loved that whole section.
Optimism.
But yeah, you're right. It was kind of rushed through. Really quickly, let's touch on the guests. We had 7th grade travel expert Carrie Crum, played by 80, who's basically just kind of recounting her family vacations.
Yeah.
As a travel guide.
It's always funny.
Yeah. And it's funny, she has the same cadence I noticed sometimes as Stefan, which is hilarious because they give very different advice. But she was like, checks all the boxes. here's one thing, here's one thing, here's another. And it's like, not like midget circuses or anything like Stefan, but
he loves that one.
he does. But yeah, always fun to watch 80 do that. And then they brought back the Instagram couple, Nico Slobkin and Brie Bacardi, played by Mikey and Heidi. What do you think of these two?
I love it. It is so painful to watch because it is so accurate. And they have such good connection on screen together.
Yeah.
And their comedy flows so well together. It seems like they've been scene partners for years, honestly. They don't break, and I don't know how they don't break because what they're doing is so obnoxious. And I want to know the characters. I want to know the people that they pull this from. Like, it's probably all of them, but I have to think that I feel like in New York, it's not as bad as, like, they're very LA to me, the couple that they play.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think that, like, there's maybe a couple of, like, specific influencers that they more specifically draw from. But yeah, like, as kind of like a general umbrella to kind of go after a lot, which is why they work, too, because they don't get too specific. It's not like they're going after certain people or trying to make an impression of certain people. It's just in general.
Yeah.
Those types of people. And yeah, the two of them, their character work is just so strong. So when they're next to each other doing it, it's almost like you can't keep your eyes off either of them.
No, because you want to see the face expressions of the other person when they're talking, but then you want to see the other person while they're talking.
You just have to watch it twice to go back and forth because, yeah, like they really do react to each other so well. And Heidi she gets so upset.
I'm pregnant.
Not this again. Like, I love that's something that she does all the time too.
No, women who do this, you need to stop.
Yes.
It's not okay. Something's wrong with you if you think that is an okay thing to hold over your man's head. That's so weird.
Come on, Brie Bacardi. Get it together.
Pregnant.
All the Brie Bacardis of the world, get it together. But yeah, I love these two. I feel like this is almost like a modern day version of the two a-holes that Jason Sudeikis and Kristen Wiig used to do. Hey babe, what do you want a tree? What size tree you want, babe?
Yes.
He looks like a rabbit. I feel like this is almost like the influencer version of what the two a-holes would have become if they were now like 22-year-old hipsters who have 1 million followers.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh man, so more of Nico and Brie, please. And then, so let's jump into the Duke and the Duchess, the baby shower.
Should we? Overall
Maybe
thoughts, trash. It's like, it was weird because I saw everybody and I was excited to see everybody, but it was so boring.
These the last time they did it, it just kind of goes too slow. I felt like last time they had more to work with because it was the whole idea of like Meghan's family and the royal family interacting for the first time. So I thought there was more to play with there, whereas in this one, it was just kind of, there's not a whole lot to work with. I thought the queen getting stuck under boxes was kind of funny, because Kate as the queen is funny to me, but
that was the one part where I was like, ha! And that was the extent of my laughter.
Oh, and I liked that Prince William dressed as Freddie Mercury. That was about it.
Yeah. One day I will be Freddie Mercury for Halloween when I can afford. I will not do him on like a budget price. I need like expensive, full Italian made suits.
Yes.
Specifically the yellow outfit.
I thought you were just gonna say that like someday you will be Freddie Mercury. I was about to say like I believe you.
Yeah, but like I cannot have that kind of demise. Like,
yeah, let's stay away from that part. I will be waiting for the costume though.
Thank you.
We're gonna skip over that digital short because I'm gonna break it down for the anatomy of the sketch. So let's really quickly talk about the final sketch of the night, the Chalmers wine.
Yeah.
Which I feel like was just a good excuse to see Emma and Kyle do like silly Italian accents.
Definitely. It was purposeless, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah. I almost feel like, speaking of Emma's love for Gilda, she was channeling some Rosanna Dana in there.
Huge compliment.
For sure.
Yeah.
When she would really get into stuff, like her movements and stuff, I was like, She's totally going after Gilda in this one, and I love it.
It does say a lot that she was even able to do that sketch. Was that 2 times ago when she's there?
It was either the last one or the time before that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah. Like everything she did on last night's episode was enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
She's really good, and she has good comedic timing.
Yeah, some of my favorite like sketches that she's done are like really strong character work too. It's not something where she just kind of played the straight woman or had a supporting part or whatever. It's these characters that she really full on goes for. I know after the show last week when we were trying to argue with Kelly about how good Emma Stone is, I mentioned I think this was the first time she hosted the Wallace sketch at a bachelorette party. And it was just this full-on character that was just weird and very eccentric, and it had the strangest voice to it, and she really dives in every time.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for when she actually will get her 5-timers jacket instead of her 4-timers spray-painted jean jacket.
That was cool, though.
It was.
I would still wear that.
She's straight up like, Chris is like, no, actually, that's my jacket. And she's like, yeah, I don't care. Keeping it forever.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, guys, let's do the anatomy of a sketch right now.
Yes, my favorite part.
So I usually don't pick a digital short to do, but I wanted to talk about this. It was the second to last sketch of the night. Basically, Emma Stone is an actress who's down and out, and she gets a job, and we find out it's for a porn, basically where 2 guys are going to be going at it, and she just has to walk in, say a line, walk out, come back in. This was one of those sketches that wasn't afraid to like not just try to be hilarious on every beat. It was slower moving. It was really well thought out. It was paced very differently than a lot of sketches, and I always appreciate seeing these every once in a while. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I thought this one worked a lot due to the fact that Emma Stone committed so hard to everything, the way that she was going through it. And I think as another actor, like you can identify with someone like this who's just like, yeah, I'm going to take on this role. But wait, what is she really thinking? And it's just someone who's supposed to come in, say a flat line, walk out. But it had really nice, clear beats, too, even though it was slower pacing, so different. The nice cold open of learning down and out actress, figuring out the world of this character and where she's going, and that she's going to dig too far to learn the specifics about this character, who she's named Deirdre, who is catching her... What was it, her fiance cheating with her godson? And so I also like that they were using callbacks throughout. So when they said, yeah, just go dive into the woman bin and pick anything, which was hilarious in itself, that there's a bin just called woman and that they can pick whatever. And the things that she pulls out are so random, like the Ugg boot, the 2017 glasses, a battery. And the fact that throughout the sketch, they used all of those things in her weird flashbacks of like trying to figure out who this woman is as a character and like what her angle is. And then to the ending of her delivering this really beautiful line of, I forgive you, with tears in her eyes. And they're just like, yeah, we're going to edit that out. And then the lube callback at the very end of her just being like, how did I get lube on me when she gets back into her car? So I think this was like a really great example of slow moving beats, but they were still structured in a fun way. And the callbacks throughout are what really got me, I think, of her using all of these random ass things in this gross bin on a porn set. And she played them all into her character of who Deirdre really is.
So good.
My heart goes out for Deirdre.
So good. You just really, really hit that strong because you pointed out even things I missed. It was so good, so specific, so weird. And Emma, like, you were like, wait, you feel for her. Like, as a working creative, like, you really get to know the character. But I loved at the end where she's like, you need to leave. You need to go.
You really do feel for her in it. But I thought from beginning to end, it was a lot of fun. Beck was great as the straight man, just the kind of gross director in there. So yeah, I really appreciated this. And also it's one of those things that I mentioned sometimes the screenwriting book, Save the Cat, where they talk about make it the same but different. You're not reinventing the wheel. They've done this premise, this kind of thing, like doing a porn and having to like dig deep into a character, but they made it different. They made it their own.
Yeah.
So big fan. So at this point, any last thoughts on the episode before we jump into some news and gossip?
No, one comment, roller coaster rider. Steph, you'd better do an SNL review as Freddie Mercury. Listen, that's when I hear a good idea, I'm not going to shut it down. I might have to move up my Halloween date. Or
Agreed.
It could be a Halloween episode.
Or next week. I'm with you, roller coaster rider. We'll get her. We'll get her.
Thanks for the support.
Oh yeah, but great episode. Overall.
Great episode.
Great energy.
First half, super strong.
Yeah. It fell off, which tends to happen.
But it's okay.
All right. We got some news and gossip?
Yes. Okay, so the Twitterverse was feeling my opinions as well on BTS. NPR tweeted, every generation gets its own crop of boy bands, but BTS feels like an unusually potent force. Agreed. And Heidi Gardner actually Instagrammed a photo. Follow her on Instagram. She's just at Heidi L. Gardner of her with the boy band. And she said, BTS forever. And she's like kind of dressed up like them. And Tan France from Queer Eye, if you don't know him, get to know him. Mm-hmm. He is a style icon and just an icon in general. And he liked the photo. And a bunch of the BTS fans, which are like ride or die fans, were like, Tan France like this photo. So it was really cool to see that. And then Les Dog, a few things on her that are just fun. I was creeping her. She is one of the best people to follow on Twitter. So if you're not following her, gotta follow her at Les Dog 3Gs. She tweeted a photo of her and Emma and said, OMG, Emma Stone was so awesome to have on. She was so funny and quick and so professional. She treated the cast and the crew with so much love and respect, was so sweet to everyone. We had a blast with her. You can come back anytime, boo. And then posted a photo of them too. But the even juicier news on Les Dog's Twitter is that Les Dog, if she's not being known for SNL, she's known for her live reactions on big events happening on TV. She did it with the Olympics. She was such a hit that she got invited to the actual Olympics. I think it was the Winter Olympics. They flew her in to do the same sort of commentary. But she's doing it with Game of Thrones. Obviously, Amy and I haven't been able to see the premiere. We will as soon as we're done. But she is live reacting to Game of Thrones and tweeting it videos by videos. So go check that out right now.
Oh God, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Queer Eye too, Jonathan Van Nesso is doing his Gay of Thrones too. I feel like Jonathan and Leslie need to team up for something.
Wow. Yes. Okay. How many times do I have to tell you this, Lauren? Hire Amy. Thank you.
Talk to my agent, Steph Sabraw.
I'm
Thank
right
you.
here. Hello.
Oh man. Well, so off next week is the following two. The next one will be May 4th. Adam Sandler.
I believe that's in 2 weeks is May 4th.
Tthink you. I don't understand
I think
calendars.
that's 2 weeks off and then back third week off.
Thank you. I don't understand calendars.
We don't do time. It's all a construction.
What was they had a line about that in the poster sketch. History is just yesterday's
yeah.
tomorrow or something. So yeah, Brie, history is just yesterday's tomorrow, and Adam Sandler will be here not here in New York.
He'll be here.
If he was here, that'd be great.
From AfterBuzz TV.
So he'll be hosting. Shawn Mendes will be musical guest.
Ooh.
So excited to see Adam Sandler back on that stage.
Me too.
That will be a fun episode.
Wow, I can't believe he hasn't been there since he hasn't ever had in years. I don't think he's ever guest hosted.
I feel like he has, but I'm drawing a blank right now.
Roller Coaster Rider will know.
You tell us, Roller Coaster Rider. In the meantime, Steph, where can we find you on social?
You guys can find me at Steph Sabraw on Instagram and Twitter. And please tell me if I'm wrong about Adam Sandler, but it feels like I haven't seen him since he was actually a cast member.
All right, well, put your money where your mouth is. If you're right, you'll be Freddie Mercury next time. If you're wrong, you'll be Freddie Mercury next time. I'm Amy Maestri. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Amy Maestri. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye!
3 weeks.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.